warm welcome to this week's edition of Breeding to Win, and we're here at GFox headquarters. Obviously GFox, one of the Breeding to Win sponsors of our show, and of course GFox is a proud member of Bidvest and a trusted supplier of over 12,000 South African companies. So we look forward to finding out more about GFox here this afternoon, but it's also a great pleasure to have Grant Knowles back on the Breeding to Win show. Grant, welcome to Joburg, and how's your new role going at CTS?
Yeah, well, firstly, great to be back here in Joburg, and I spent the morning inside the warehouse here at GFox. Geez, what a fantastic warehouse, the diversity of the products that they have, and as you mentioned, also a proud sponsor on Breeding to Win. In fact, they sponsor Groom of the Month.
Yes.
And those outfits and the packages that the grooms get are so well appreciated, so a big thank you to them for that as well. But in terms of CTS, yeah, exciting challenges ahead. We've got some nice headway and some nice news that's going to be coming out of the Cape area pretty soon in terms of a couple of partnerships that we've built on. So looking forward to bringing that out, and but concentrating here today, I was really blown away with what I saw inside that warehouse. But you had the opportunity first up to have a chat with the MD, Wayne Pollock, and let's go straight into that insert now.
What started out as a small family business by Cecil and his son Gerald Fox over 60 years ago has grown into one of South Africa's premier suppliers of PPEs, cleaning chemicals, paper and industrial consumable products. To tell us more about GFox and how it's grown over the years is Managing Director Wayne Pollock. Wayne, thank you so much for having the Breeding to Win team here at GFox headquarters today, and it's a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you, great to have you.
Just tell us how GFox started all those years ago.
So GFox started with the importation of second-hand clothing from around the world in the early 60s, and they took the second-hand clothing and they cut them up into rags, and rags are basically generally used for, I guess, cleaning dirty surfaces, whether it be in the manufacturing, engineering or food space, and that's really how they started many years ago.
And they started basically from their home in Kensington.
Correct.
And then they obviously took those rags and they started
Correct.
growing it.
Started growing, started selling, started getting bigger, and then eventually moved out of the house and into a work premises. And so it just sort of mushroomed into quite a big business to really what it is today.
So a huge turning point for G-Fox was when Bidvest took over or bought G-Fox in the early 2000s.
Correct. So when Bidvest bought them over, it was really a Johannesburg-based business, and Bidvest had already in its stable a business called Commercial Sundries. Commercial Sundries specialized in hygiene and cleaning chemicals and toilet paper, etc. And buying G-Fox, which is purely a PPE company, that combined the two and merged them into one business. Commercial Sundries was a national business. G-Fox was a Johannesburg-based business, and really it was quite a clever thinking, because PPE is really an annual purchase of workwear and footwear and shoes. Whereas cleaning chemicals is an everyday product. So they merged the two together, and it was quite clever to do that.
I think before COVID, nobody actually knew what PPE meant.
Correct.
Now everybody knows what PPE is.
Correct. Personal protective equipment.
There you go.
Yeah.
But it was quite clever because it obviously expanded your business, and for all the industrial companies, it was almost like everything under one umbrella.
Correct. So it really helped, I guess, our salespeople when they went to a customer. They didn't go there once a year to get their order for workwear or to try and sell workwear or shoes. They went every day, every week, every month, and they were able to sell the janitorial supplies for their washrooms, for their kitchens, and generally around the premises. So it was really a good strategic move on Bidvest part.
I see you've even got tea and coffee and biscuits.
We have, and we've added that to our range over the years, and believe it or not, it's actually quite a good seller for us. And I think customers really want convenience, and I guess with our business, we try and offer that convenience as a one-stop shop and a good service offering.
What's also nice with G-Fox is that a lot of people may think that it's only for industrial or big companies or corporate companies, which it's not. You can come off the street and anybody can actually just walk through and purchase stuff.
Correct. So many years ago, we started off by building a brand new building where we are today. And as you say, customers can come off the street and literally pay with their own credit cards, cash, and procure product directly off our shelves. So really the warehouse doubles as a cash and carry, and that's pretty much the same wherever you go in our stores and our branches, where we've got 11 around the country, and you'll see the exact same concept around the country.
Giant Clothing was also a huge step for G-Fox when they both merged, and then Giant's Clothing obviously opened up their manufacturing down in Swaziland. Why Swaziland?
So if we go back a bit in history, Giant Clothing used to actually be in Port Elizabeth, then moved to Malawi, and then in 2010 it moved from Malawi back to Swaziland. And basically as a result of introduction of duties from Malawi into South Africa, the Malawian government put duties on textiles, and so it didn't make sense anymore to manufacture in Malawi. And so we visited many a country, and the Kingdom of Swaziland was, nowadays they call it Eswatini, was very comfortable to allow us to come into the country, and we literally started from hiring one person at a time, and pleased to say today we almost got 1,500 people in our factory.
Yeah, and I saw that it manufactures over 18,000 garments a day.
Correct.
Sure.
Correct.
Can you believe it?
So if you can imagine, there's 21 production lines, and each production line is making between 800 to almost 1,500 pieces of garments per day.
It's unbelievable. So that's quite a busy.
It's a big number.
Big number, and it's busy. So obviously lots of employment that you guys have created over the years for people here in South Africa and abroad. What's the future of G-Fox? I mean, because it almost looks like you've got everything that, what's new?
So I think obviously with COVID-19 there was, I think, quite a big concern as to the future of the business, because we technically closed South Africa, and with the unfortunate state of the economy and retrenchments, we've had to look at, call it, diversifying our business, and so we've started to actually manufacture for the medical industry. So during COVID we had a call from the NHS in the UK that they urgently need scrubs, and we landed up manufacturing 50,000 pieces of scrubs and air freighting to the UK for the COVID pandemic. And so it gave us an opportunity to look at our business, look at what other products we can innovate with and manufacture. So we've launched a medical range of products. We're also in the process of manufacturing disposable dust masks. Some people might be familiar with FFP2 or N95 masks. So we've started the manufacture of those, and we're gladly trying to create employment within South Africa, where I think is going to struggle in the next few months. So.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to go through some tough times. So hopefully G-Fox comes out on top, and it just continues to grow and get better.
Let's hope so.
Thank you very very much for being a sponsor on the Breeding to Win show, Wayne, and I know that the grooms absolutely love the kit that you fit them out with. They can't wait to get them, so thank you for that and for your continued support to Breeding to Win.
Thank you, and thanks for coming.
Well, Grant, you've had a look in the warehouse, so have I, but we caught up with the marketing manager, Sean Botha of GFox, and we found out some interesting things along the way.
Yeah, we discussed a number of the products, and we took time in the aisles to go and visit them. So let's link to that insert now, and a couple of nice, interesting parts as well, and I got to have the fun bit. We've had a great day here at GFox Johannesburg, the headquarters in their facility here. What an amazing warehouse they've got. Diversity of products is amazing, and the guy responsible for all the marketing thereof is Sean Botha, who's with me now. Sean, firstly, thanks for giving us the time to come visit you guys today.
Thank you very much for letting me be here.
So in terms of this facility, geez, you've got such an array of products.
Absolutely. You know, we try and have as wide a range as possible. We look at every kind of common need that industry has, and we try and provide an absolute top-to-toe solution of safety and of cleanliness and cleaning products. And behind us is actually our customization department, where we have dedicated staff with 6-head and 8-head embroidery machines, providing customization of our stock garments as well as fully bespoke garments.
So you can actually do the branding for corporate brand wear and everything like that as well, as the shirt you're wearing and one I'm wearing too.
Yes, absolutely. We provide everything from embroidery to badging, and most importantly, the inclusion of reflective tape to the safety garments.
Okay. Now, obviously, you sponsored Breeding to Win, and we've got Breeding to Win gear that you've embroidered as well. So that embroidery took place in here, did it?
Absolutely, yes. It was done here, yeah.
Okay, brilliant. Now, I must tell you, Groom of the Month, they get a hamper from you guys, which encompasses shirts, trousers, a couple of boots, jackets, waterproofs. They absolutely love it. So there must be a huge market for other racing stables and even stud farms to get involved with you guys and get some branding and the corporate clothing and the protective clothing for their staff.
Yes, absolutely. You know, in the safety space, a lot of the corporates require branding as part of our service offering, and thus the group that you see behind us now.
Fantastic stuff. Well, you're going to take us through a couple of other areas as well. Julie's going to go through and have a look at some of the other facilities and products that you have on offer, and I've got a very exciting one. Tell me a little bit about Rob Sparks, because I believe he's good with fire.
Oh, yes. Rob is our materials specialist and also runs our facility in Swaziland, which manufactures a lot of our safety wear. And here's a little demonstration and explanation of the more specialized fabrics that we supply.
I'm looking forward to that, and I hope I'm wearing the shirt that's fire resistant. Don't go too far away. Well, our next section here at the GFox headquarters, I'm going to be discussing a range of materials with Rob Sparks. Now, Rob, you've obviously got a whole different range of materials that you'd use different garments for, but tell us about the difference of them.
So we work primarily with twills,
Okay.
Which are your best options for industrial workwear. We work with polyesters, we work with cottons, we work with polycottons, and we then have also a couple of specialized ranges, which would be the flame retardants. We also use acid-resistant fabrics.
Okay.
But yeah, so.
All right, now, the one piece of material you've got in your hand there is polyester.
This is polyester, and I just wanted to, I mean, what obviously we're going to be talking about is the Gardex fabrics,
Okay.
which is it's a unique fabric which GFox has exclusive rights to through Southern Africa. And I'm just going to show you how the different fabrics would react to flame.
Okay.
So the objective in flame retardancy is to firstly take as long as possible for the flame or the combustion to take place,
Right.
and then to extinguish as soon as the combustion source is removed from the fabric.
Right, okay.
So, yeah.
Let's have a go. Let's see what you can do with this polyester.
All right, so this
You
is
take it easy. George, the dummy's here to watch. What is George wearing here?
George is wearing a Gardex garment.
Okay, so he can't go up in flame.
So he won't go up in flame.
Okay, all right, just checking.
So that sort of catches light pretty soon after you put a source of combustion to it.
Yeah.
flame retardancy is immediately you remove the point of combustion, it should extinguish on its own.
Okay.
Okay, so this didn't.
Okay.
It carried on, and then if you look at this, and you can feel that it's
hard. It's almost like plastic.
It has, and that's the polyester that has melted. So it will. So if it was on somebody's body, it would then smolder into the body.
Yes.
Okay. So
and stick to them.
It would stick to them. Yeah. So if we could stick that aside, Sean.
Right, we're going to ask Sean just to bring us the next piece of material, and now this one is
This
cotton.
is 100% cotton. So similarly, this is just a standard fabric, no flame retardants in it whatsoever.
Okay.
And if we do that, you'll notice it lights very quickly, and it also doesn't extinguish when you remove this source of flame. The only difference is that with 100% cotton, you won't get that smouldering effect.
Okay, so there's no crustiness there or anything.
So it's not going to, so it doesn't really burn into your body, but it will burn you.
Okay, now let's go to the real deal. Now, this is the Gardex type of material here that George is wearing.
Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, the longer it takes to catch fire, and then the quicker it extinguishes. Those are the determinants of a good quality flame retardant fabric. So now if we apply the same, you'll notice it still hasn't caught light yet. Okay, so it's a light.
And it goes out itself.
Goes out itself. The objective of your top quality flame retardants is for them to last the life period of the fabric.
Okay.
Now the mill that we work with has actually developed a process whereby you can coat a fabric and it will last the lifespan of the fabric.
Okay.
So that is that's what's special about the Gardex. It comes at it gives the same features as the treated yarns.
Yes.
But it comes at a third of the price.
Okay.
And due to the way that they've actually managed the fabric.
Fantastic. And garments such as what George is wearing here, that's made from this type of material.
Yeah. So the international body, or the highest international body, is called the NFPA.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to sell a flame retardant fabric in the North American and the European markets, generally they would look for an NFPA approval, and the Gardex is NFPA approved, and that falls in line with all the yarn treated fabrics.
Fantastic. Great stuff. Well, that's Rob Sparks. He's giving us an update. George has been eyeing Julie, and I think they're going to probably go out for dinner later on this evening. But from myself and Rob, thanks very much, and great to see what these products can do.
Well, it's always the case where Grant has more fun. I'm just wondering if he's going to wet his bed tonight playing with all that fire. But Sean, tell us about the COVID section now of GFOX, because obviously at the beginning of March we weren't quite sure where COVID was headed and if South Africa was going to get it. But you guys seem to have prepared quite well for it.
Thank you. That's a good compliment. Before COVID, to be honest, GFOX had a very limited sanitizer range, and when we heard what was going on, we decided to be proactive and prepare. And so we have expanded our range significantly to include things like hand sanitizer, both liquid and gel, things like reusable and disposable face masks, things like the infrared thermometers that everybody needs. And so we now have quite an extensive range to provide for both companies and individuals. And on top of that, we've now launched our Pay It Forward campaign, and this is a kit of 100 masks with everything that's needed to manufacture these masks. And we're using this as a corporate challenge. So we're putting that out there to companies and saying, donate them, make the masks yourself, and donate to the people that are on the front line.
It's very good. I think it's fantastic. And of course you can make 100 masks, or if you can make maybe 33 masks if you want to triple them.
Absolutely, yeah. There's different.
3-ply.
That's
There you
right.
go.
Multiple layers. That's it. Yes. Yes. No. Absolutely. This is actually moving quite nicely, and we're expecting a good result. And it's important for us to do our part.
Very much so. Also, you've got the whole PPE outfit behind you.
That's right, yes. Our motto is think safe, think Fox. So we are a one-stop shop for PPE. So we provide a top-to-toe solution for all of the PPE needs.
Well, we've come to the safety wear section now, Sean, and I tell you what, you've got a huge range of safety wear. I don't even know how many gloves or different types of gloves you've got just on the glove section. So tell us about your safety section.
Julie, when we say head-to-toe safety, we mean it. As an example on the mannequin here, we have a wide variety of head protection, eye protection, facial protection, hearing protection. We have respiratory protection, hand protection, protection of the clothing on the body. We have working at height protection. We have both footwear protection as well as back and kidney protection. So yes, we have looked at what industry needs, and we try to provide a one-stop shop solution for all of PPE requirements that companies may have.
And all different colours as well. I managed to find myself a blue one. So fantastic. And obviously all different companies. I was reading about G-Fox and I see that you supply to over 12,000 South African companies alone.
That's correct, yeah. We are nationwide, and because of the few years that G-Fox has been around, we're a bit of a household name when it comes to PPE, and so we have built up a trust in the industry. So if you're looking for something, if you're looking for quality, if you're looking for value for money, people come to G-Fox.
Just talking about the gloves, because we've obviously landed in the glove section with our little George. Part of the groom's kit that they get, the groom of the month, they get a pair of gloves, safety gloves.
Absolutely.
Now, what gloves are those?
Julie, hand safety is something that we take very seriously. The kind of industry injuries that are out there is actually quite staggering. So what we've decided to do is we had a look at the application and we tried to choose the most appropriate hand protection. And this actually comes from our new Evolution glove range. And what it is it's a proprietary a ripple protection here on the inside of the glove.
Oh, wow.
Now what this does is it allows industry-leading grip in wet, oily and dry conditions. So you can use this outdoors, you can use this in the rain, and you won't be losing grip. And
they last.
Absolutely, most hand injuries are related to loss of grip.
Sure. So this is quite unique, eh?
Absolutely. It's also made with a unique fabric on the back that keeps the hand cool so that you don't get a lot of sweat, keeps the hand clean and hygienic, and also we've got a very nice bright color on the back here that's then part of safety. You can see it from a distance, and it's very useful.
So obviously this would be ideal for the grooms, especially when they're walking horses to the track.
Absolutely.
Or riding in the wet going, you know, not in the wet going, but in the wet weather. But things like oily bridles, things like that can slip through their hands. This obviously gives a nice grip.
Yes, absolutely. Oil, mud, rain, this is what you need.
Fantastic. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you.
The Aventure restaurant offers patrons a variety of dishes for its breakfast, lunch and dinner, and not forgetting, of course, their wine tasting. Fiona took some time out to catch up with Pippa on the reopening of the Aventure restaurant.
Well, cheers, Pippa. Cheers to level one here at Aventure.
Welcome back, Fee.
Yeah, always good to be here. Now tell me, we always talk about the horses, and we will touch on the horses a bit later, but we're really here to chat about the restaurant and the wines today, because it's been the most awful year, obviously, for you. But you're up and running now, and now we're at level one, even more so. And wonderful to see people here dining and having lunch.
Yeah, listen, I suppose to discuss the sad state of the tourism and restaurant business in South Africa is boring, but it's been exceedingly difficult. But we've soldiered on, and level one really hasn't changed too much for us, other than we can buy wine till Friday now, but we've still got only used 50% of the restaurant capacity. But the people have been back, we've been beautifully busy. We're not going to tweak the menu just yet. We're going to try and keep the menu simple as it is now, because we're still on half shifts. So we've got the staff in the kitchen, one group will work for 7 days, then the other group, so in case something happens, you've always got a group. So then, you know, you've got to make a minimalistic menu. Very little napery, a little bit less cleanings, a bit more sterile looking, but going well so far, so good.
Well, the good old standard menu has always been delicious with some of our favourites on it. Of course, the duck and all those sort of things. And it's just, it's fabulous. Great menu.
Listen, the menu, the extended menu is fantastic, but what they've chosen in their sort of 5 starters, 5 mains, 5 desserts has been our staples. The duck, the pork, the pabuti, everybody loves that. Then obviously in the desserts, the deep fried ice cream, the creme brulees. But they do have an extensive sort of special board that comes out every day, which gives, the regulars a bit more to choose from. But, with the situation as it is, everybody comes. We're still a little nervous with COVID. So there's a paper menu and it's thrown away after each person. Very little napery outside, mainly inside is all wood. We're keeping everything as clean as possible. We have quite a discerning clientele here, and our average age is close to 60. So I think they're a little bit nervous. I think they quite enjoy the sort of clean, sort of precise-looking restaurant at the moment. But with level 1, and I would think the weather improving, we're going to start some picnics. And there's the talk of pizzas, an pizza oven, there's talk of that. So we're going to try and utilize the lawn a little bit more that you see around here. And hopefully, when level 0, I don't know what comes after 0, when we get back to normality, then, life can go on. But we've had great support. I must thank the loyal supporters of the restaurant. And obviously wine, we're bottling, labeling, new releases. Life goes on right behind COVID. So it's been a busy time, but a stressful time, yeah.
Well, the wine's always beautiful. Now, this is a new one that we're drinking this morning.
Yeah, we used to have a rosé. I suppose you could call it a rosé, but it was marketed as Pinot Chardonnay. It had that sort of blush colour. Ladies love it. It's beautiful for the summer in Cape Town. And the winemaker has decided to up the ante, make it a bit more pinker. It's now Pinotage, Merlot, and Pinot Noir, so no white. And it's called rosé. It's a beautiful colour, as you can see, lovely for the ladies. Not being too much of a wine drinker, I quite enjoy it, and it's going down a song already.
Yeah, it's delicious.
New release Sauvignon Blanc 2020. So that's hot off the collar. That's available. So wine sales are quite good, actually. I think South Africans miss their alcohol. So the wine sales are quite good, and there's some lovely new releases. Heritage Month, September. We've got some specials linking the Pinotage, obviously, with the Biltong. So yeah, great things happening in the wine tasting.
Well, every time we're here in the morning, you get a lot of people in for wine tasting quite early. And then, of course, breakfast is on the menu as well.
Breakfast is exceedingly popular at Aventure. I mean, they have the bubbles champagne with it, and it's beautiful, relaxing. I think it's good value for money. It's a very hearty breakfast. I mean, you could do the whole day. And then, obviously, wine tasting. With wine tasting, there was a great successful thing we had last summer called pop, wine cake pop pairings. They look like lollipops, different flavoured cakes, and you pair them with the wine. So that was a great success last year. We've tweaked it this year. We launched it yesterday, so we're back in action with that. And that is always a success because it's quite funky. It's sort of you're not really involved. You put on the wines, you show them what to do, and you leave people to do their thing. They quite like that sort of slow, interactive thing that they can do their own thing. But listen, it's going all right, actually. The weather's, if it stops raining, because you've had a lot of rain. So some not hot summer days would be lovely.
Yeah, but people love those trendy things, as you said, like the pops and the wine. But you're open for breakfast and lunch. Not dinner yet, but functions, you are open for lots of functions.
Yeah, dinners, I think, we've got to get the team better. We've got to try and amalgamate the two teams, not have them separate. So we've got to be over that initial COVID concern, because then we can do dinners. We run out of hours in the day. So I would maybe hopefully say November, they'll be back for dinners. But we are booking already for functions for the end of the year. So we've got quite a few already booked, small little weddings. They are wanting to make the function area a bit more wedding orientated, so doing some renovations inside for bigger corporate functions, bigger weddings. So we'll do a little launch when that happens, some decor happening in there. But yeah, end of year functions are always popular, a little corporate function. And I suppose one mustn't be naive. Maybe there's not going to be many because life's been tough. But I also find people are quite keen on trying to motivate people. So we've got a few little corporate functions, get everybody's mojo back. And we'll accommodate anything they want, really. Horse walks, farm walks, wine tasting, wine pairing, picnics. We'll do anything. We just need the clientele now.
Yeah, well, we're going to enjoy some lunch here ourselves today, so we're looking forward to that. But on the horse front, breeding season, I've already seen beautiful foals in the paddock as we came up the drive. And, you're popping them out every minute here at the moment. It's busy. Yeah,
there's been a bit of a lull now with foalings, luckily, but because I think we've got 20 3 really on the farm, only 9 to go. So we've had a great start to the season, lots of fillies. When I say lots, it feels like it's lots of fillies. Everybody's telling me it's a filly season, but I'm pretty 50-50 at this stage. Obviously, the first foals of the new stallions, Lancaster Bomber, is quite exciting. We've got beautiful Vars, beautiful Oratorios, and now we've brought a few into the front, which is always a draw card. When the foals get a bit old and the weather does improve, we bring some of them closer to the restaurant, and that always is quite a lovely thing for the tourists.
Yeah, they love to see that. And you ended up a really good season. You picked up a few awards, and so it was a good season last year. All things being equal.
I think winning. You know, I suppose it's quite hard to pinch yourself to remember what this little farm can do, because you're running 31 mares, and to produce a Equus Champion 2-year-old is quite a phenomenal feat. And then VAR picked up 2. So really, Oratoria picked up 2 yesterday in Durban for the KZN Awards, with his filly Mary O and his gelding Ultra Magnus winning their divisions. So I think a great season for the farm as a whole. We had a wonderful, considering the circumstances, a great Cape sale in January and a superb Joburg sale. We've had 1 or 2 good sales off the farm privately for the discerning buyer. We've already sold a very nice baby already foal. So yeah, listen, you know, we've got to trade. I can't stress, it's quite expensive to keep a wine farm going. So when somebody wants to buy something, I must sell something.
Well, going forward, we've got to do it all again in 2021, but hopefully things will be a bit better and pick up for us all.
Yeah, looking forward to the January sale. I know there's some changes afoot, but I'm sure you'll enlighten us all in time. But for us, that's a very important sale, because it gives us early cash flow. It encourages people to the farm, to see the yearlings have a meal, have some wine, and it takes pressure off me going with a bigger draft to Johannesburg. So it's vital that sale gets going. I'm delighted to see the new team on board. They seem invigorated and energetic. So let's hope they've come up with some wonderful ideas.
And on some other good news, Talk of the Town already covering mares and successfully in foal.
Yeah, he's, you know, we've got no illusions. We've had this discussion, you and I, before. I'm hoping we'll get close to 40 mares. He's got his first, I sent him his first mare, we missed with that, but that's pretty, I suppose, understandable, his first mare. But he's been firing since then, and quite nicely supported, and as I said in the past, by the VAR shareholders. So they've come to the party, so I'm very grateful.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, best of luck, Pippa, and let's enjoy our lunch. And cheers to
Welcome
things
back.
going well at the restaurant. Yes. Always great to be here at Aventure. There's a lovely vibe, lots of people coming in for lunch. We're going to enjoy some lunch here today, and it's great to see the restaurants going well, the farm's going well, the foals are looking fantastic, and things are really picking up.
The ever-popular Groom of the Month, brought to you by G-Fox. We have a winner this year as well, and it's Mombowisi Fanyana, and he works for Brett Crawford, who trains out at Philippi. And obviously he's well-deserved, and he absolutely loved his hamper. Fiona took time to go out to Philippi to meet the Groom of the Month for September.
We're here at Brett Crawford's stable this morning. Excuse the noise, there is a generator running in the background, but our Groom of the Month is Monwambisi Punyana, and he has been rewarded our G-Fox hamper for Groom of the Month. Now, he looks after Irish Tractor, who he's with now, and he does a great job here at the Crawford stable. Congratulations on winning our Groom of the Month. We're giving you a lovely hamper from G-Fox. You've got the jacket on already, so some really nice clothes to wear. How long have you been working in racing?
I'm starting on 2002 on Mrs. Fledner Racing Stable. After that, 2008, I live there. I'm going to Mr. Stanley. I work there. I leave the time Stanley's close stable. I'm coming back here on birthday 4th.
Fantastic. And this is Irish Tractor, who you're looking after, and he's turning out to be quite a nice horse.
Yes, I'm before to run. I'm feeling on work is working well. On the time is baby. I feel that horse is gonna be a good horse.
That's great. And of course, you ride a lot of work yourself.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
So it's great to ride him and get a feel to how he's doing.
Yeah, I'm feeling there on the work. The time I'm riding, cantering, pace work, and then I feel that horse is well.
How many horses do you take every morning? How many horses do you ride in the morning?
In the morning, I am not sure because I'm riding all horses here on the stable.
So it's a really busy morning and you're going to go out again now. Not so nice when it's raining.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, best of luck for winning this month's hamper. I hope you enjoy all the clothing.
I want to say thank you very much about the hamper. I'm very, very happy because my horse, I think, is going to make me happy more than.
Well, congratulations, Mambisa, you deserve it. Well done. Well, it's lovely to have our groom of the month, and as I said, he's here with his horse that he looks after. He rides a lot of work, so congratulations to him, and I hope he enjoys the G-Fox hamper with some beautiful clothing.
Well, that's a wrap from our show here at the G-Fox headquarters. It's been a fantastic day. We've learnt a lot about a various amount of products and also some of the materials that take to build some of these facilities, and obviously about the factory in Swaziland as well, employing over 1,600 people.
I'm actually very disappointed. I'm jealous, actually, that you got to play with fire and I didn't.
I've always played with fire, Julie. You should know that.
Well, anyway, Grant, lovely having you back in Joburg. I always enjoy doing the show with you, and we're going to leave it as that and play out with the CTS slide.